Hi and welcome to another video from www.gameclubtabletop.co.uk. As ever, if you want to come out and check out the store, then that's obviously the address. And you can also drop us an email through there if you have any questions about the hobby. That's in board games or tabletop games, how to get started, games that might be a good place to begin, anything like that. We'd love to hear from you. I love talking about board games, probably a little too much. So let's get on with today's video. It's a quick look at the new system from Warlord Games for Black Powder, and they have brought out the Epic Battle system. Now I'm not going to open the starter box, which is absolutely chock full of stuff. I mean, there's thousands of troops in there. There's scenery, there's all sorts of brilliant stuff, and the rulebook and everything. However, what I'm looking at today is the two initial Brigade boxes that came out from themselves. I'm just having a little look around them and seeing what you can do with them. Now, I think we've got these on at the store for about £17. And I'll show you what you get for that. And I think that's, for what you're getting, looking at other people making 15mm size, and these are slightly bigger at 16mm, but again, you could address that and they would fit in with other, there's plenty of stuff out there showing you how they compare to other manufacturers. So here we've got the Confederate Brigade, and they also do a Union Brigade box, and I'm going to open both. So we'll flip them both over to start with. So I'll start here, and this will show you precisely and quite easily what's in the box. So initially then with the Confederate Brigade, I mean they're going to be the same, let's put it that way, but there's going to be slight variations to how they look. So that's exactly what you're going to get in the box. So you can see there you've got 3 sets of 5 stands. There are, I think it's 20 on each. Yeah, 20 men on each stand. So you've got, it says you've got 300 troops split into hundreds, into regiments of 100, making a brigade. So the 3 regiments of 100 men each and make a brigade. You also get on each of the sprues, you're going to get one of these commanders. And you're also going to get 3 artillery pieces. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in a bit so you can see, but obviously I'll show you the sprues as well. There you go. So they're really good massed up. You can imagine them in ranks, marching in a battle. We'll flip across to the Union. So once again, we're going to get our 15 sets, so 300 men, split into 3 units. And then, the same again, 3 nice artillery pieces, and 3, I mean they call them brigade commanders. And we could come back to that in a bit when we look inside the boxes. So again, I think for £17, 300 men, often even in 10mm, you might be getting 30 men for about £5. So to end up with 300 plus bases for the £17, I think it's pretty good value. Do they have the variety? Maybe not. As we look at the sprues, we'll see that, but I think for a small-scale game where you're going to want masses of troops out on the table, I think they're probably more than adequate. Right, so getting into the this is the Confederate box, you're going to get your bases. Now they're going to come with these holes, and as we look at the sprues, you'll see they match up. This leads me to one sort of issue. In a way, it would have been nice if you could have chosen where they went on the base a bit easier, and I guess you can cut the bits off the base of the troops, but you'll still have those holes to fill. But again, you may not be using these bases, you may be basing them in a different way, but obviously they're designed to be based with the 2 strips on them. So if we look at a sprue, let's have a look at this one. There we go. Right, I think there's a lot of nice detail, certainly enough for 15mm. Are there more detailed 15mm models out there? Yep, but you'll be paying more than this per man to get hold of them. So that's the infantry, and again you can see there, if I can just get it to focus, there's the dots that you'll glue into the bases. Okay, the cannon, the artillery pieces come separately, so you're gonna have to fix the wheels onto the actual gun, And then, can't find it, there's the other wheel. But again, they make nice little compact pieces. You know, the detail actually on this, they are quite chunky. I've seen it said to other makes. But again, you know, there's some nice detail there that's going to pick up wash and stuff and make them look a little bit more interesting. And then the final thing on the sprue, there we have the Brigade Commanders. Okay, so that's essentially the Confederate one. And you get 3 sets of the bases, I think. Yeah, I'm finding one. One for each of the sprues. And you also get, whoa, plastic won't sit still, a nice nice set of flags. So there we go. You can pick your regiment, and if you look on the sprues, there are, oh, I've got to find them now. Where's the guy with the drum? There we go. You have got more of a command type sprue there, and you can see there the 2 banner poles in which you'll be able to stick these flags. So really nice, I think. Straight out the box, you know, you're going to have 3 big units and plenty of interest on the table, which I think is the key with this game. You know, I mean, you'll see as well. Sorry, I should just point out that the plastic on these is coloured. So if you know, as is often the way these days, if you're not into painting but you just want to play the game, you can do that. These are grey, and as you'll see in a moment, our Union sprues are blue. So the same principle applies. A nice bright blue. So like, you really would tell them apart on the battlefield if you didn't want to paint. So let's have a look at some general figures. There they are. So again, we've got more of the, I think it's a kepi hat on these, just to distinguish them. But other than that, this stage, I think this sort of fairly early sets, you know, a lot of the uniform would be the same. They haven't quite got so regimented and roll stuff out. Again, there's your Brigadier Commander and the 3 parts, sorry, of the artillery pieces. And again, you know, I think they're really good. And once more, where's it gone? I'll find that one. You know, you might have to do a little trimming on that sword point. Seems to be a bit of an issue on the command sprue. But you've got your drummer. There, so that's all good. And the backs of them, and again you got those the flagpoles. The backs of them pretty good too, you know. And the sets of bases. So again, plenty of stuff. My little sadness in this, in a way, is yeah, I think it'd be harder from this sheet. Hold on, sorry. To sort of put things together how you might want. But, you know, in the Confederate sheet, for example, we've got a lot of duplicate flags. So if you wanted them all to carry, you know, similar flags, you could set that up. Whereas it seems on here they're all more unique. Now, whether that's, my history isn't good enough to know whether that's because brigades were made up of many different infantry regiments. I don't know. But obviously you haven't got repeats here. Whereas with these, look, you can, you know, you can go for what you like. But again, I mean, for what they are, for small cardboard flags, you know, paper, thickish paper, or thin cardboard, depending on your point of view, there's plenty here. There are going to be more sets coming out. I have the starter set, which is excellent value, like I say. You can check that out on the store, which is absolutely full. I think it's 2,000 men that you're going to get. But again, this is, you know, if you're not wanting to go that big, then a couple of these, or one of the, you know, if you're playing both sides, or one of these, a cavalry regiment, could really set you up for some interesting gaming if you know somebody else is getting into it. And not for a huge amount of money, you'll have quite a lot of figures. They're also bringing out the Iron Brigade and some skirmishers. They're adding to the range all the time, so hopefully, you know, it's going to turn into something quite interesting. And hopefully, if it's successful, which it seems to be doing well, they may even look at some different eras and some different conflicts as well. Doing this smaller scale, which I must admit, the smaller scales are really growing on me. one, for ease of painting, and two, the way they look on the table is amazing. And also value for money. You know, you're going to get, like I say, you buy 2 of these, it's 30 to 40 pounds, and you've got 600 men to fight with before you've even got anywhere. Like 28 mil, you'd be paying a lot more than that. So anyway, I hope that's been of use to people. Don't forget to come and see us. Like I say, we've got the starters set up on the store at the minute, and we will be adding some more things. I think I've got some cavalry and some other sets coming in there soon. Thank you very much, and thanks for watching. Bye for now from Duncan. Bye.